Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July, moving into mid-July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libras. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for my good friends, the Libras? What energies, messages, insights can we deliver to our good friends here in early parts of July, Cancer season? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra, please. What is going on with my good friends? Guides and Spirit team. I always like to get this card out nice and quick. All right, so appearances could be important for one reason or another. This card has a dualistic nature to it, much as most things in life do, right? Because there's some real beautiful energies that this card could hold, but at the same time, it's also some that you might want to keep in check. So before we fully get into that, there's a big thing about appearances here, but if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So if you look at the imagery here, we see this lady. She is in that room. She's looking in a mirror. She's wearing that big, beautiful, puffy blue dress. She has the wig on, the whole nine. And yeah, she's looking at herself in the mirror. And that's why, and there's also mirrors all around the room. So to me, aesthetics and looks are very important when it comes to this. For some Libras, you might be changing your look in one way or another, whether it's your hair, your wardrobe, even fitness level. There could just be something about how you present yourself to the world that's important, whether you're changing it or not. But this is a good card of confidence. It reminds me of the Queen of Wands. So for some of you, there might be a newfound confidence that you're having. But there is something we always need to watch out for with this card, and that is ego. Notice she is looking at herself, all these mirrors. This could be someone that's a little self-absorbed. So in this time, watch out for egoic individuals. In this time, you might clash extra with people that have a heightened sense of ego. But the main part, this feels to me for a lot of you, it's a good thing. It's about beauty. It's about aesthetics and how you present yourself to the world. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot now. And I would say that first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely, lovely Libras, please. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was the epitome of a mixed bag reading because there were some pretty good energies that showed up, but there was also some trying ones. The reading was titled An Unexpected Change. So for a good chunk of you, keep your head on a swivel moving forward, because even in the coming days and weeks, there could be a lot of things changing, whether it's your feelings about situations or situations themselves. To me, it felt like there was some things that were up in the air for one reason or another, or things that could change rapidly. So let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Libras, please. In early July, moving into mid-July. Thank you. Okay, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so that's not the most auspicious card to start with, but we'll take it. We will take it anyways. Okay, let's get a couple more. Let's see what's happening here. Thank you. All right, Ace of Cups. Now we're improving. Now we're getting better. So for a lot of you, I could really see things starting to resolve for you in this time, or things starting to improve, which is always a good thing. Let's get one more out here. For some of you, might just be a little more emotional than normal, which is fine. Let's get one more. Thank you. Judgment. Okay, you're also going to have a bonus card after we put Judgment out right here. We have the Page of Swords, which we'll be looking on. So I will say this, regardless of the situations you might be going through, whether it's things that are internal or external, you probably have a really good grasp on them. That's something I'm already picking up here. But let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we do have a mixture of elements, which is always cool. It's a little more balanced. We have earth, we have water, we have air, we have a major arcana. So this could be different situations. It could just be different aspects of the same thing. And notice the Page of Swords, which is air sign energy, Libra, is looking on with all this stuff here. So I feel like for a lot of you, there is a lot of understanding for the good things, the rough things in between. To me, I feel like you have a good reasoning and logic in this time. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Because again, we have a bit of a mixed bag happening here where it's like we have one that could be a challenge, one that's really positive. We also have this action-based changed card again. So let's start decoding this. Position number one, we have the Five of Pentacles. So you see these two individuals, they are out in the cold. Now, I always say this could work for a few different ways. It could be financial and business and work related. It could also be personal. This card is a bit solitary. It's a bit lonesome. This card can show up sometimes when there's somebody that you're missing or someone that might be missing you. This is a card that has a bit of a longing to it. And just, yeah, maybe there's someone who's in hermit mode as well. So you might just be in that mode and mindset in this time where it's like, okay, I'll be over here. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. It doesn't always have to be terrible and treacherous. I mean, the clarifier is really what's going to tell us the tale here, but it's someone with hurt feelings, right? It's someone who's not really feeling the best. And hopefully I am picking up like things improving as we move along, because that could be the case. Now, when we're talking about finances, you're going to want to watch your budget, not overspend, all those important things with the Five of Pentacles, because sometimes it could speak of money troubles, but we're not fully going to walk down that road. For some of you, if it's a work situation, you might not be super happy with a work situation. But generally, emotionally, it's either very secluded or it's just somebody longing or missing something. Moving over to the center, and again, this could be someone else's energy. It doesn't have to be yours, but whoever this is might be going through a tough one. But we have the Ace of Cups in the center. Beautiful. This is a card of offers. It's a card of opportunity. And I love every ace when they show up, particularly this Ace of Cups. Wow, you see that cup runneth over. Now, if we were to really simplify this down, I could say that the Ace of Cups could just be someone's emotional state, how they're feeling. It does speak of conversations and talks as well. It could be offers, and specifically it could be in the realm of love offers, but this could be an offer or opportunity that makes you feel better, makes you feel secure. So this could be nice. It could be some good news coming in, especially on the tail end of this situation or this road bump here in the front end. It's like, okay, now I feel a bit better. So I'm seeing like a nice improvement of energy here with the Ace of Cups. And again, this could be offers or opportunities of all kinds. So the clarifier is going to be super important. But again, this could really just represent somebody's emotional status. So when we clarify, it's super important how somebody might be feeling. It's also a card of love. So I like it. It's kind of like the inverse of what we have going on here. There could also be someone that's going through an emotionally hard time right now, or like dealing with something. Now on to the back end, we have Judgment, extremely powerful. Now this is an angelic card, and it could just represent spiritual protection. I always say that whenever there's an angel in the mix, but Judgment is a card of action. It could be making literal judgments, literal decisions, but again, this is Plutonian energy. It represents change, metamorphosis, and that's what your reading last week was dealing with, something that's really changing rather quickly. It's like, this is, all right, something's happening here, something's evolving with this, and this is a huge action card as well, so I really, really want to see what shows up with this. Oftentimes, this could also represent things swinging back around or returning in one way or another. So that's a theme I've been seeing for you sprinkled in over the past few months. Like every so often, this shows up where we have that returning energy. Now, onto the back end, your bonus, which again is just another footnote. It's not as major as these main cards on the top. We have the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the Tarot deck. So there could be something you're keeping a very close eye on, whether it is your feelings and emotions or the feelings and emotions of somebody else. There's a lot of analysis here with this Page of Swords. Again, it's a talker, but this one's a little bit more defensive. So for some of you, there might be certain conversations you're not really wanting to have just yet, or there could just be a situation where you're still kind of processing it, still analyzing it for whatever reason. And that's what this page is doing. It's looking on. But again, I feel like there's a good logic coming from it, where it's like, okay, well, I understand all of this. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Libra. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Libra, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it right down in the box. I don't mind at all. Right in the comments. Let's get that first card out here for the Five of Pentacles. There's that Five of Pentacles here for Libra this week, please. Thank you. Okay. King of Wands, fire sign energy. For a portion of you, this could be a fire sign that you're connected to. So specifically, if you have any situations or dealings with a fire sign, they might be going through a rough one, right? Aside from that, if you're not connected to an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the King of Wands is more about where you focus your energy. This could literally be Spirit saying like, okay, Libra, we could look at this situation, like I've been saying since the beginning, like you're seeing all the different sides, all the different aspects. That's an amazing trait that all Libras have, is they kind of have a big view of things for the most part. But there is something here about empathizing as well. So when I see like the Five of Pentacles with the King of Wands, it's like, okay, maybe pay a little more attention to this. But I do feel for a good chunk of you, not to invest too much energy into the negative, if that makes any sense, or whatever it is you're going through. And again, Libras are very good at analyzing the good, the bad, the in-between. Spirit's asking you not to overinvest too much energy into the harshness, into the tough energies, into the lonesome feelings, or someone just not feeling good. But again, this could just be someone you're connected to, not even you, that is just, they're hurting, right? They could be really going through a tough one. They could have some damage that they're working through. So we'll see what else shows up within the reading itself, specifically if you're connected to a fire sign. But I want to move forward to the Ace of Cups. I don't feel like we need to keep pestering this. Just try your best not to give too much of your focus, too much of your energy to the negative for whatever reason. I mean, I do think it's good to always like acknowledge it and see it, but if you put too much energy into it, then the results could be a little rough. So let's see what that Ace of Cups is about. Or this is where we're starting from. Maybe we're starting from a rough place. Let's see. Star card. Okay, so the long-term energies here look really, really nice. Very amazing. We have the Star card, a card of wish fulfillment, happiness. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. So whatever situations you might be dealing with in the short term, whether they're trying or whether they're not, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's great long-term prospects, because we have a very young, early beginning type of card and one that's like the end of the road. So I really do like this. Now, the Star card is Aquarius energy. And again, it's a card of wish fulfillment, happiness, long-term goals and achievements. So Spirit might be asking you to try to look at the big picture of something, like, all right, well, look at all sides of different things, but kind of look at the big picture as well, the big game. And another thing I'll say with the Star card, since it is wish fulfillment, this could be a big offer coming your way. Okay, so I know I've been seeing similar things that have shown up for you in recent weeks where it's like, yeah, we have a couple rough things, but then some good things happen. I feel like for a lot of you, there could be something that snaps you out of the funk. Like if you're in a funk, something that could snap you out of the funk. It's a big offer coming in. So whether it is a communication or conversation with someone that you've been wanting to have, or whether it's business related, it could be one or the other, it could be both. But when I see that Ace of Cups, it's lovely, and it's somebody snapping out of it and feeling better. Let's move over to Judgment and see what that's about. And I like the trajectory we're moving on here, Libra, because it's like, yeah, we're starting from a rough place, or somebody's in a rough place, but it's like, okay, everything will be okay. Everything is fine. Let's see what Judgment has to say, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadows. So why is Judgment here? Lean into the optimism, my good friends. I feel like that's a big overarching theme here. Lean into the optimism. Thank you. Okay, Ten of Pentacles in the upright, beautiful. This is like happy ending type of energy. So I really do like this. Now, the Ten of Pentacles could represent the home. It could represent the family. It's very sturdy, very stable. The complete polar opposite of what we have going on here with the Five of Pentacles. The 10 completes it all. And I really do like this. Now, for a good chunk of you, even though we started off with this rough energy and I said, yeah, the long-term prospects look great, I could say even in the short term for a lot of you, there might be like a huge, massive winter victory coming in for you, which I do like. And there is a big improvement in the energy. So if you have been having some rough vibes in recent weeks, I feel a very big improvement coming in. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, again, very grounded, very stable. This is kind of like a card of everything. And for some reason, Spirit continues to remind in this week's spread, not about the short term, the long term, because the Ace of Cups and then the Star, that's like beginning to end. Now we have the Judgment card pushing forward, and all tens represent the close of something, but this is a happy ending. So I feel like there is a big emphasis on the long game. I know I do these readings weekly, and it's like, it's supposed to be the energies for this week, but look at the big picture. I don't know why that energy keeps coming through. Ten of Pentacles, absolutely lovely, and I feel like for a lot of you, something could come in the very short term that could really evolve into something amazing and prosperous. So again, massive win victory ending. I would say at least the back end of this reading is really nice for a lot of you, very much claimable. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, because I like how it turned out. I was a little shaky about that first alignment, but let's go through, then we'll do the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Five of Pentacles with the King of Wands in the upright. So I did say, yeah, if you're connected to fire sign specifically, or even a person that has those traits, they might not be in the best place right now. Like they might be a little energetically zapped, or they might be lonely, lonesome, stuff like that, feeling a little down. Another thing, Spirit saying like, hey, acknowledge things, the good, bad, the indifferent, but don't dwell and don't put too much energy into the rougher aspects, because there's so much good to come. Moving to the center, we have the Ace of Cups, beautiful, with the Star card, even better. So it's like we have short-term, long-term. I do feel for a lot of you, there could be a nice conversation or a big offer coming your way that is really going to build you up and make you feel like you're getting back to normal, which is really nice. And we get the icing on the cake when we get to the back end. We have Judgment with the Ten of Pentacles, a card of stability, a card of happiness, a card of a completion of some sort. And I feel for a lot of you, short-term, long-term, the energy is looking nice. There's always going to be bumps in the road like we're seeing here, but I think Spirit wants you to look at the big picture of something, like see how it affects the life's journey as a whole. But also we have this massive energy of win and victory here, which I really like for you, and I would claim it. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, Libra. Let's see what's in the shadows for my lovely Libras. And I feel like I might have had similar energies come up for you a couple weeks ago, but they're showing up again. So I'm always going to tell you what I see on the horizon. So you got some good things coming in. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. There could be good ones too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. And I have much love and appreciation for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Okay, the deck is acting very particular. There we go. Okay, Four of Wands. So even your shadow card this week is really nice. Now, the Four of Wands could be when Spirit's trying to send you messages, signs, synchronicities. It's a beautiful energy of stability and celebration. So when I see this as a shadow card, it doesn't matter where you are in what particular process that we were seeing in the main part of the spread. This to me is amazing type of energy, a cause for celebration, and you might not see it quite yet. You might be in the eye of the storm, if that makes sense, or you might be in a place where it's like, okay, well, all right, well, where is it, Kyle? I don't see it. You will when this Four of Wands is here, because it is a cause for celebration and one of the better cards to see within the shadows. Another thing I will say, yeah, it could represent the home and family, those things being of big importance, but the Four of Wands to me is extremely spiritual. Your guides are trying to get messages out to you, but aside from that, it's like, okay, this result is going to be good. Even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see it, this is a good result. So Libra, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below, but for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.